Welcome back, watch fans, and we have the end of summer watch market update for you, my friends. That's right, we have the watch market update. We're going to be talking about Rolex, Audemars Piguet, Patek Philippe, vintage, modern, all that good stuff. What's happening, what will be moving up, what is going down. And by the way, make sure you get our free weekly newsletter. Click the link in the video description below to get the latest news on the vintage and modern watch market, including prices, trends, all that good stuff. Now, here's what's happening as we speak at the last weeks of August 2024. All right. The big thing that's happening is, look, the watch market actually does move kind of slowly. Things don't happen like, oh my God, every day. No, there's trends that develop over weeks, months, the big thing is, I think everybody realizes by now that, the FOMO is gone, right? That's what was driving the watch market price, especially for Rolex. That's what was driving the market because everybody had FOMO. There was an urgency to buy, right? Look, in order for a market to go bananas, you got to have greed, fear and greed. You got to have people desperate to buy because they think that if they don't buy now, prices are going to be higher next week. Do you understand that? They think that if they don't buy today, the prices will be higher next week. By a month from now, it's going to double, all that stuff, right? Now, that is no longer the case, right? So what does that mean? That means buyers are kind of sitting, a lot of buyers are sitting on their hands, right? So it's all these things happen at the margin, right? You don't need like everybody to stop buying. You just need 10% of the people to kind of, wait for prices to go lower. And yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Why? Because the prices are going lower. So right now, here's what's going on for Rolex. I'll start with Rolex. I'll go to AP and then Patek. For Rolex, the precious metals watches right now, are starting to sell. I mean, they've been selling for actually a discount. That's right, a discount. We're talking about the pretty much everything, except for maybe the GMT meteorite dial. But yeah, pretty much everything precious metal is going below retail. And what's going to happen is the steel models. They've been telling you, oh, the weightless, blah blah blah, this that. They've been telling you all this stuff about, oh, we don't have anything available. Look. I told you this 12 months ago or 10 months ago that the new factories, everybody's cranking full production. The little 5-year-old Chinese kids in Beijing, they're working full-time in Fujian province at the Rolex factories there. They're working full-time to crank out those Rolexes. So yeah, there's plenty of supply coming into the market. I think within 6 months, you're going to see steel Rolex selling at a discount. Okay, steel Rolex will be at a discount. Especially the Submariner. By the way, guys, I got big important news for you. The Submariner, the black, the basic, that basic bitch watch, and all you Rolex fans, you guys who have no imagination, you guys that want to have what everybody else has because you got no imagination, you don't know anything about watches. So that basic bitch, black Submariner, date, no date, whatever. It is, that market is about to crash. What I mean by crash is this, right? All of a sudden, there's a lot of new people that came into the watch market in the last, couple of years, right? And, they don't know anything. So the first thing everybody tells, oh yeah, you got to have a Submariner. I mean, that's what happens, especially for those guys that watch Archie Luxury and other of these, like, losers on YouTube, like JJ Watch Hangout, Watch Colony, Tim Wright. All these guys, right? These are morons. They don't know anything, right? So it's like the blind leading the blind. This channel is the only place where you get the real deal, serious watch market information. So anyway, these losers all bought the Rolex Submariner, and now they're kind of sick of it, right? Why? Because everybody else has one, right? I mean, listen, now it's like fashion, right? With women, look, most women, They wouldn't want to be caught dead wearing the same outfit as another woman in a room or at a party or whatever, right? Guys are kind of the opposite. But what happens is after a while, guys are looking for status. They want to be, they want to have status. They want to be the guy at the top of the food chain. Now, here's what happens when you're wearing the Rolex Submariner. You're basically just another guy. You're just another sheep. You're a sheep, right? And I think a lot of guys have figured it out. So all of a sudden they realize, oh man, this is like the basic bitch watch. Look, it's kind of like the two-tone Datejust was. The two-tone Datejust was kind of the, kind of your basic bitch watch in the 80s on a Wall Street, right? Or whatever. It was like the yuppie watch. Does anybody use that word yuppie anymore? That was like a word from the 80s. Anyway, the black Submariner is kind of, your basic bro, with the Midtown bro with the, with the fleece vest, no jacket, fleece vest, with, what is it, the shirt with, what do you call a little check pattern? What is that called again? The, whatever. Holding his Starbucks coffee, paper cup, the medium size or whatever, latte, whatever bitch drink these guys are drinking, not black coffee like a real man. Anyway, so these watches are completely going out of favor. I think you're gonna have a hard time selling those. So if you don't sell it now, it's gonna be too late in a few months, because the market's gonna turn very fast. The market will turn very, very fast, actually, in that, right? Because why would you want to have like the basic watch, right? Like, why would you want to have kind of the basic bitch watch? It's the opposite of status. It's like the, Anyway, what else is going on? So, the Rolex, especially the day dates, by the way, the day dates, all of them are they're selling at discounts now, but even the Meteorite Doll, which actually I think is a great watch, that watch is going to be at a discount, I would say, within 6 months. The prices are dropping. There's a lot of watches in the market. A lot of guys, the last of the speculators, they're giving up hope. They've been holding out for the last, 6-9 months. They've been holding out, but they need cash flow, right? They need cash flow. They realize, shit, you know what? Might as well take a loss, whatever it is, and you can use that money to, get into watches at low prices now. So it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal to take a loss. Cash is king, right? Now, what is happening with Patek Philippe? Well, I got bad news. Patek Philippe fans. Modern Patek, and we've been talking about this trend on this channel for a while. The modern Patek stuff, the Thierry Stern era, is basically total trash, right? They have absolutely lost their traditional buyers. The traditional Patek buyers now realize that this has become a mass market brand. So look, the olden days of Patek, which was, probably up until, let's say 2010, the Philippe Stern era. Look, Philippe Stern did a great job with the company. He really was the guy. Thierry, look, they're too busy trying to chase. They're trying to chase the so-called younger collectors. They want to become more modern or whatever, but they've alienated their core base, right? So the watches no longer have that exclusivity that they once had, right? They don't have that exclusivity, which is very important. They're really becoming tomato can watches, this is you're seeing. I would say if you buy any modern Patek, I'm talking about any modern Patek right now in the catalog, you're going to take a hit. Okay, you're going to take a hit, a big hit. You're going to be seeing prices 30% off on everything within a few months. I'm not. By the way, I'm not even joking. I'm not joking. I might be wrong. It might be 6 months, 9 months, but the modern Patek is doomed. Okay, it's doomed, my friends. The modern Patek is doomed. Why is that? Well, because the guys who have real money, they don't look at Patek as having that. Yeah, people who know about watches, I should say. The guys who know watches, they've been very disappointed with Patek, right? The new watches are kind of, I don't know, what are they? They're like all coded 1159s. They're all trying to do the code 1159 look, with kind of the oversized, with, they're just trying. These guys are so late to the party. The people are going after smaller watch sizes, right? That is what's happening, and that's actually happening very, very quickly. The savvy collectors have all been going smaller. I mean, the Cartier Crash is kind of the, I don't want to say it's a bellwether, but it's the canary in the coal mine, the Cartier Crash, which is a tiny watch. You know, selling for a couple $100,000. And by the way, it's a stupid watch. Cartier in general is like, you know, whatever. I mean, you know, they're nice. They're nice, but it's like, it's nothing special. And it was never anything that special. People hyped it up. And by the way, the Cartier thing is going to crash, and you're going to be really in a bad spot. Anybody that's buying this garbage now is going to be in real trouble, okay? I wouldn't touch Cartier right now. It's really overhyped, overpriced, and it's just basic stuff, right? It's like, look, the emperor has no clothes. Now, the problem with Patek is the guys who have real money, they're looking for something exclusive, right? Why would I want to wear like a watch that every other, you know, middle-class guy is wearing, right? You know, it's like, you look at that 5396, the annual calendar, which, you know, it's kind of a mass production watch. It's like a poor man's perpetual. It's like the guy who can't afford a Patek perpetual calendar buys the 5396, right? And you got the perpetuals with that, what's that stupid new design with the windows, the aperture bullshit, whatever, with the syringe hands, made to look like a vintage. I mean, that's not going to have staying power. That watch will not have staying power. And that's what happens when you watch, you know, videos for like Archie Luxury, or you watch those channels. You're going to get bad advice from guys who don't know anything. Again, you know, look, I was telling Archie, you know, the market is going towards two-tone, smaller size. I was saying this stuff a year ago. Well, actually longer if you look up some of my videos. But, you know, but that guy, you know, he's incredibly stupid, and he's got a lot of followers are going to go, you know, fall off a cliff. They're going to fall off this cliff. That's right. They're already losing money. Also, the Watch Colony people. That's another YouTube channel with a bunch of wankers. You know, all these guys are basically lemmings who have no, you know, they have no taste, right? These are people who buy with their ears, not their eyes, right? They're buying what other people are telling them, what other people are telling them in their ears. They don't understand quality. They don't understand style. I mean, these guys don't wear bespoke suits. I mean, these are guys that are, you know, Joseph A. Bank customers, right? I'm sorry to tell you this, but this is the reality, right? This channel, the Watch Reporter channel, is the only place where you're going to get the real truth about, you know, watches. It's the reality. And look, if you've been watching some of my videos, you've seen how I've been right about these mega trends in the watch market. That's right. Unbelievable, but true. That's right. I was telling you about the Ellipse how long ago? Years back. I think I have some old videos, like 4 years ago even. I was just fooling around with the channel, but now, you know, the channel is a more serious channel. But yeah. And now everybody's talking about the Ellipse. But guess what? The real money in the Ellipse is going to be in the funky shapes, not the traditional one. You want to go for the more, you know, more unusual shapes. Now, again, if you want to really know what's going on, you got to get our free weekly newsletter. You got to click the link in the video description below to get our free weekly newsletter. Anyway, Patek is doomed. Seriously, Patek going downhill. The you know, basically FP Journe has kind of replaced Patek at the high end. FP Journe, that's right. FP Journe has really replaced Patek. The problem is it's super expensive, right? You're talking about, you know, a couple $100,000 to get in the door. A couple $100,000 to get in the door with FP Journe for like a real FP Journe, right? I'm not talking about the basic FP Journe. I'm talking about the real FP Journe. So yeah, those are a couple $100,000 plus. So that's kind of where a lot of Patek buyers have gone. What else? Yeah. Also, Audemars Piguet. Audemars Piguet is actually doing very well. Royal Oak, of course, not the 1150, not the Code. The Code is pure trash. À la poubelle. À la poubelle. Royal Oak, actually, I think, again, and I despise the Royal Oak. I hate Audemars Piguet as a company. The Royal Oak is a beautiful watch, and it's really it's a relatively timeless design. So I think if you get a relatively classic design with a bright dial, you know, you want to stick with nice bright colors, whether it's silvery white, whatever, blue, yeah, whatever, green, you're gonna be okay, right? If you buy like a matte dial, or what is that Alex or whatever, that one is you're gonna get hurt. okay, you are going to get hurt. But the basic Royal Oaks, I think, are going to do quite well. They're going to be okay. They're not, prices are going to be right around retail. There's still a lot of demand. There's not a lot of production. So there is underlying support. Again, there's I think for AP, their production is like half of Patek, right? Half of Patek. So that is pretty good, and also their design is quite.
I really don't want to be videotaped.
Oh yeah, don't worry about it. No, nobody's interested in these guys. Anyhow, so the AP market actually is doing quite well. Can you imagine this? Some bukiaks, they don't want to be on the Watch Reporter channel. What an insult. What an insult. I mean, they should be paid to be on this channel. I mean, come on. You want to see some old busted down guy running up and down stairs? Anyway, it's unbelievable but true. You know what? The guy was probably a married guy. That was his girlfriend or something. His mistress. That's probably what's going on. Unbelievable but true. Anyway, guys, what about who else we covered? We covered Rolex, Patek, AP. What about Vacheron? Vacheron actually is dead. Actually, Vacheron is dead money. Modern Vacheron is in the toilet. I think they have some really nice ones, which is the what is it? The tourbillon, the gem set tourbillon. I think, what do they call it? They call it the haute joaillerie. I think that's the official name. Beautiful watch, right? I mean, a little too big, a little pricey. I mean, it's like $250,000. It's a beautiful watch. But Vacheron overall is dead. Okay, Vacheron. Here's the problem with Vacheron. Their designs are just not quite there. The modern Vacheron, right? They're just with the bracelet design. And by the way, the technology is great. I love the technology of the bracelet. You can swap them out. It's great. It's the best bracelet. The design, though, is ugly, right? You got that kind of weird Maltese cross motif, which looks very bulky. It looks a little too, it's a little too much, right? It's a little too much for that watch. I think Vacheron was always about, elegance. I mean, really, Patek is elegance, but Vacheron was always more restrained, right? Vacheron was always a little bit more restrained. Anyway, so Vacheron, should we even talk about what Vacheron? Does anybody care about Vacheron? Yeah, Vacheron is deep discount territory. I mean, forget about it. New Vacheron, I don't care what it is, right? It's à la poubelle. By the way, for AP, the watch that you really want to get is you want to focus on the perpetual calendars. You want to focus on the perpetual calendar. That is going to be the money watch, especially the vintage ones. We're talking about, neo-vintage, I should say. The ones pre 2000, okay, so stuff from the 80s and 90s. That is the place to be. Anywho, what other watches should we talk about? Should we talk about Omega? No, come on. We don't talk about Omega on this channel. This quality watches only here. Okay, now my last favorite topic, which is vintage. Vintage actually is doing very well. A lot of these smaller case vintage watches are doing extremely well, and if you were subscribing to our free weekly newsletter, you would be getting all the news and insights. You'd be getting all the news and insights, and I highly suggest you do that. So click the link in the video description below, and make sure you click the like and subscribe button for this video, and we'll see you in the next one.